Hello and welcome to my channel. This video is going to be me ranking all of the books that I read in the summer months. I have 35 books to talk about. I am very excited. I have some really good ones and honestly some of the worst books that I have read this year so far, which is not great, but it is what it is. I have 4 different tiers. The first one is Can't Stop Thinking About It. Essentially, this is going to be my 5-star, 6-star books. Then I have Really Good, which is going to be books that I enjoyed, I had fun with. And then I have It Was Okay, books that they were not that memorable. I read them. I don't regret reading them, but I'm never gonna think about them again. And then I have Delete. These books are the books that I wish I never picked them up. I wish that I never even knew about them. I regret every single second that I spent reading them, and I actually really dislike them. Let's start. The first one is Hat Trick. We're starting off with a bang. This is going into Can't Stop Thinking About It. I love this book. It's a 5-star read. It's my favorite in the series. It's the DC Star series by Chelsea Curto, and I cannot wait to read the rest of the books. The next one is coming out, I think October or November, one of the two, and I am so excited about them. We have our main character, and he's such a cutie pie, but he's also kind of closed off because he went through something very traumatic and something that changed his life. And seeing our female main character helping him get through it, it was so nice. And then we have Capri. I don't know. This is by Indy Valentine. I actually don't know where I'm gonna put it. It was a book that I was really excited about because it sounded so fun, but then I read it and I was so disappointed. I was like, what the heck is this? Okay, I'm gonna be nice and put it in It Was Okay, even though I wouldn't recommend it. I was reading the book and I was like, what the heck is going on? This is insane. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put it in It Was Okay because I have some other ones that are way worse than this one. Then we have Those Who Wait. This was really good. I started it months ago and for some reason I never finished it. I think I just went into a reading slump, and then I decided to pick it up in June and I really enjoyed it. I love Haley Cass's writing. It's always so easy. Even though the books are a bit chunkier, I always want to keep going and just finish them and see what is going on. I cannot wait to pick up another one. And also, it's a sapphic romance. I love a sapphic romance. Who doesn't love a sapphic romance? And then I actually read, I was apparently on a kick because I read a bunch of queer books. We have Iced Out by C.E. Ricci. I don't remember the name of the series. I got a tiny bit obsessed with it. I have in fact read the 4th book. It came out at the end of August and I did in fact read it, but it's going to be in my next wrap up because I finished it in September. Just like a little hint, it is my favorite book out of this whole series, and it is a stepbrother romance. So essentially this whole series is male romances, sports romances. They take place in college. Out of all of these, I think Iced Out, I was gonna say really good. They're very addicting. The writing, the characters, there's something about it that is so addicting and so entertaining. You just want to keep going. So yeah, my least favorite, it was Caught Stealing, so I was gonna say It Was Okay. I didn't love one of our characters in this book, so for that reason I am gonna put it on It Was Okay. And my favorite out of these 3 is Fair Catch, which is going to go on Really Good. Obviously my favorite, like my favorite out of this whole series is the 4th one, and I cannot wait for the next one. I'm addicted, low-key. I don't know what's going on. I did not see that one coming. And then I have My Best Friend's Honeymoon by Meryl Wilsner. I'm starting to think that this author is not for me. I have read one more book from them, and what's the name of it? Mistakes Were Made. The premise of that book sounded so good, but I didn't love it. And the premise of this one also sounded really good. Again, I didn't love it. I don't know why, but something about their books just don't work for me. I think that they're always a tiny bit more on the physical than I would like, at least if the last one was Mistakes Were Made. This focused so much on the physical aspect that I was so tired of it by the end. Like, I just didn't care anymore. So I think that I'm gonna put it on It Was Okay. I don't think that I would delete it from my memory, but I'm gonna put it on It Was Okay. Then we have The Next Best Fling. I'm actually not sure about it. This is a bit different from what I used to. Essentially, we have a female main character and she's in love with the groom, which is her best friend, and then the groom's brother is in love with the bride. So the brother and the best friend are kind of entering this fake relationship in order to get their minds off the marriage. So the premise of it was definitely something that I've never seen before, but I don't know how I feel about it. I think I'm gonna put it on Really Good because I really enjoyed the writing. The writing was really good. I had so much fun with it. It was very easy to just get through. So I am gonna put it there. It wasn't necessarily my favorite plot because obviously both of our characters for the majority of the book are very hung up on like other people, and that's just not my cup of tea, but I really enjoyed the writing of it. Then we have Teacher of the Year. This is going to go on delete, delete, delete. I picked this up because the cover was really cute. I was in the mood for another male romance, and this sounded really well. Essentially, we have our male main character, and he's a kindergarten teacher. One day, this little girl comes to his class. She's a new student. Our main character also meets her father, who is like a single dad. Essentially, it's kind of like they start spending time together and they end up falling in love. I didn't like this. I didn't like our main character, like the teacher. I found him very annoying, very just weird. If I remember correctly, there was a point that he's babysitting the little girl. He goes into the single dad's room and sits on his bed and looks around in drawers and stuff, and I don't like that. The whole time I was reading it, I was getting the eek. There were so many things about this book that I was like, no, not for me. If it's for you, great, but it's not for me, and I don't think that I'm going to continue with this series. It's one of the couples that I don't think that they should have ended up together. I don't think that they will work out. The single dad deserved way better, and yes, I don't remember the names. That's why I'm referring to them as the teacher and the single dad, because I literally do not remember the names. And then I read Flirting with 40. I don't know what happened there. I really wanted like a reverse age gap where the female main character is older than the male main character. I don't know what prompted that. Anyways, I ended up reading this, and honestly, it wasn't that bad. I didn't hate it. When I see a book that has a half naked man on the cover, I always judge it, and I'm like, no, there's no chance of me liking it. But I did. I'm gonna put it on It Was Okay. I didn't love it, but it was very fun. It was very entertaining, and it was a huge surprise because I have never seen anyone talking about it, and it was actually pretty good. Then we have One of Us Is Lying. At this point, I have reached like my reading slump, and these are the books that I was reading in order to get out of it. One of Us Is Lying. I'm gonna put it on really good. I don't think that it's the best mystery thriller that I have ever read, but I do think that it's a pretty decent one. On the other hand, One of Us Is Next is going to go on It Was Okay. I just don't think that we needed it. I don't understand why we needed a sequel to that one. I don't think that it was as good as the first one. I thought that even the huge reveal at the end was very anticlimactic, and I didn't really care about it. And also, I didn't really care about the characters, like most of the characters. I cared about some of them, but for the most part, I didn't care about them. Whereas with the first one, I cared about all of the characters. And then the last word, I'm gonna put it in delete, delete, delete. I know, unpopular opinion. I feel like this is one of the most loved mystery thrillers, especially because it's about a book. There's this woman, she writes a negative review about one book, and then essentially the author is trying to get her. This was so bad. I think that it also depends on what you like in a thriller. For me, I don't like the whole chase of it. For me, I like when I'm trying to figure out what is going on, when the author is trying to trick me into believing something but it ends up being something else. I like to be a tiny bit scared, and with this one it was more so suspense, I would say, which is not my kind of thing. I don't care about it. Especially how it was written, I think that we were just doing the same thing. Like a female main character, she was in danger, she would run, and then she would be out of the danger for a tiny bit, she would be fine, and then she would be in danger again, and she would be fine, she would be in danger again, she would be fine, and we were just going in circles, and the same thing kept happening. And by the third time, I'm not gonna be invested, because by now I know that you're gonna be fine. I lost my interest. I think that even with the plot twist, I kind of realized some of them. I wasn't that shocked. Even the ending, I wasn't that shocked. It wasn't for me. I don't know if I'm gonna read anything else from Taylor Adams, because it's not my type of a thriller mystery book, and that's totally fine. Then we have Chasing the Wild. This was, honestly, I don't remember it. I think I'm gonna put it on It Was Okay. I remember it's like a cowboy romance. It was fun at some points, but I don't think that it was anything crazy amazing, and I remember thinking that I'm not gonna continue with the series. It wasn't my type of writing, the writing that I really like, so I'm not gonna continue with the series, but I don't think that it was that bad. And then we have Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. Can't stop thinking about it. One of my 5 stars. I love this book. I have annotated it so much. I am obsessed with it. I love the female main character. I love the topic that this book deals with. I think that it was done so well, at least from experiences that I have. The romance of it, how it was done, our female main character getting like her power back. I loved it. I fell in love with it. I cannot wait to read the second book. I also really loved the side characters. of the first one, so I cannot wait to see them in the second book. And then we have Chilled and Thrilled. Honestly, it was exactly what I wanted. I'm gonna put it on It Was Okay. Would I recommend it? No. But at that time, I really wanted a Wattpad style book, and that was it. That's what this was. Even though I wouldn't reread it and I wouldn't recommend it, I don't regret reading it. So I'm gonna put it there. Then we have Fought for Him. I'm gonna put it on It Was Okay. For some reason, this book is not something that I remember. I remember even while I was reading it, I kept forgetting about it, which is not a good sign. There wasn't anything bad about it. Like, there wasn't anything that was clear to me that, oh no, this is not good. But it's just, for some reason, the whole premise of the book, even though it sounded nice, I think that going through it, I didn't really love it, because even how the characters were getting to know each other, I didn't care about them. I didn't care about the romance, and I think that's why I don't remember it. I do want to try something else from this author, but this one was not for me. I don't know if it's just the time that I was reading it. And then we have Worst Wingman Ever. Really good. This is a novella. I think that it's under 100 pages. It's by Abby Jimenez, and this was so good. It was done so well. It was so easy to get into it, and then by the end of it, I just wanted more. I actually felt connected with the characters. I felt like I cared about them, which is a very impressive thing, especially doing it in under 100 pages, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm so impressed with this book. On the other hand, we have With Any Luck by Ashley Poston. This is the first book by Ashley Poston that I have ever read, and I didn't like it. Obviously, it's a novella, so I'm not going to judge the author and be like, oh no, this author is not for me. I'm pretty sure that it's around 60 pages, okay? And it felt like it was 200 because it was taking so long. I don't understand the point of it. I didn't care about our characters. I didn't care about a female main character. I didn't care about our male main character. I didn't care about the romance between them. And I don't understand how people are not talking about how bad this book is. I don't know if it's just me. I don't know if it's because I haven't read anything else from Ashley Poston, so maybe I'm not familiar with her writing. Maybe if I was, I would like it more, but it wasn't for me. I think that it was really bad, and I'm gonna do delete. Then we have Took and Play. I'm gonna put it in Can't Stop Thinking About It. If you watched my previous 2 ranking, you will understand that this is actually the second time that I'm reading this book this year, and I am obsessed with it. I love it so much. I wish that it was a physical copy of it. I'm pretty sure that when it was released or when it was announced, Ali Hazelwood said that the fact that right now it's an audiobook, it doesn't mean that it's never going to be an actual physical book. I'm hopeful, but at this point it has been 1 year, 2 years maybe, and we haven't seen anything. But yeah, this is such a good book. I loved it. Again, a novella. It is on the longer side. I think that, like, thinking about the length of the audiobook, I think that it's at least 150 pages, something like that. And I think that it was done so well. I love the characters. I love the romance. I loved everything about it. I love the setting of it. It's such a good winter novella, and I wouldn't be surprised if I read it a third time this year, especially because it's an audiobook, so it's really easy to just listen to it. So yeah, if you see it in my next wrap up, just don't be surprised. Then we have Savor It by Tara DeWitt. This was, I'm gonna say, really good, but it is on the lower end of this tier because it wasn't my favorite. I did enjoy it. I think that it was a good book. I don't think that Tara DeWitt writes 100% my kind of books, but that's totally fine. I really want to read the second book in this series because I think that that's going to be a tiny bit more my cup of tea. With this one, I had a couple of issues. For example, one of them was how our female main character's best friend at the beginning of the book was a pretty big character, and then throughout the book we just never saw her. I want to see more of the side characters. And then another thing, probably the biggest thing for me, is our female main character. She was trying so hard to be quirky. The author tried so hard to make her quirky, and that's not something that I love. If a character is quirky and it feels natural, I'm okay with it. I don't mind it. But with this one, it did not feel natural by any means. When she would do something quirky, I was like, I was getting the ick. Those are like my issues with the book. But overall, I really enjoyed it. I think that it was fun and it was entertaining, and I cannot wait to read the second book and also the third one, because the third one just got announced. It's coming out next year and I'm really excited about it. Then we have The Summer We Felt by Elizabeth O'Rourke. Delete. This was so bad. I don't know how people like it. I am a firm believer that cheating is bad. I don't care if you're cheating with the love of your life or not. It's just bad. I don't want to read that in a romance book. And also, our characters, their relationship was so toxic to me, and our female main character, I really hated her. She was so just almost nothing. I hated her in the past chapters, and then even in the present chapters, I don't think that she had any redeeming qualities. It wasn't for me, but it's fine because after reading that one, I ended up picking up The Friendship Fling by Georgia Stone, and this is a 5-star read. Yep, I love this book. This was such an unexpected 5-star read because it's not usually what I like. I usually like a broody, kind of like grumpy male main character and not like a cutie golden retriever guy, but this one this was amazing. I am so happy that I picked it up because it was on a whim. I wasn't planning on picking it up, but it was so good. I loved it. It's a debut novel, and I think that it was an amazing debut novel. I cannot wait to see what this author has in store. Please read this book. It takes place in London. It made me fall in love with London and made me want to visit it even more. And then after that one, I ended up reading That Summer Feeling. Delete. No, actually, should I put it on? It was okay. No, I'm gonna put it there. Yeah, I didn't like it. It was very cringy. The whole book was cringy for me. I think that it tried to do magical realism, but it was so dumb. Essentially, she just has a vision in the beginning of the book, and that was supposed to be the whole magical realism part. But yeah, I didn't like it. I didn't like how it was done. I think that it also didn't help the fact that I went into it thinking that it was going to be one thing, and it ended up being fully another one. Then we have Baby Moon or Bust by Ava Hunter. I'm gonna say it was okay. This felt very 2020, 2021 book. I think that it was the type of book that everyone was reading and everyone was craving. The second half of it was not my favorite, but it was a fun book. I don't regret picking it up. And then we have Bridesmaid Undercover by Megan Queen. Yeah, this is the second book in the Bridesmaid for Hire series. This is supposed to be a friends to lovers, supposed to be a rom-com, and I think that it was just trying to be way too comedic, and it didn't really work out for it because it was kind of cringy. I don't hate it. I still had fun with it, but it was way too long for what it was. I think that it's 500 pages, and we definitely do not need that. I do want to pick up the third book, but I'm not looking forward to it as much as I did before reading this book because now I'm kind of scared. Then we have The Pairing by Casey McChristen. This was incredible. I love this book so much. It was so close to being 5 stars. I love the characters. I love the setting of it. It's essentially a road trip through Europe. Well, 4 countries in Europe, but you know, you get the point. It was done so well. I love Casey McChristen's writing. This is actually, now I know that I do because I have read only 2 books. Like, this is the second book that I'm reading from this author. The writing was so easy to get into. I genuinely cannot put it down. I wanted to just keep going. I love the characters. I love the side characters. It was just such a happy, comforting kind of book. And also seeing Paris, which is a place that I went to earlier this year, seeing Rome, which is a place that I went 2 years ago, I think. It was so nice to just kind of see places that I have been to, reading about them, sightseeing these places. And then we have An Unexpected Paradise, which was a huge disappointment, and that's going to go on delete. I don't like this book. I don't understand what was the point of it. It's from Chelsea Curto, which, as you can see, I read Hat Trick by her earlier this summer, and I literally gave it 5 stars. I will say An Unexpected Paradise is her first book. She did go back and change some things, but yeah, it wasn't for me. I don't understand why we needed it. I mean, the characters in the first, I want to say 30%, 35%, they're already saying that they're in love with the other person, and I'm like, so then why am I reading the book? If you're already in love, why the heck am I reading the book? So that was that. And then I have Second Chance Vacation by Nicole Ryan. Delete. I just don't understand what was going on. I think that for the most part, every single summer book that I picked up was bad. I wasn't having that much luck, which was very sad. But yeah, this was not good. I didn't like a female main character. I didn't like the romance between them, and I didn't understand how everything happened. And again, this is the first book in a duology, I think. I'm not gonna be reading the second book because the writing was not for me, and that is okay. You win some and you lose some, and this summer I lost a lot of things. Then we have Love Me Do. I'm gonna say it was okay. I really enjoyed it. It was a really fun book. It was definitely a bit different from what I'm used to. I think that it has a tiny bit more women's fiction than I'm used to, but that's not bad. I really enjoyed it. It was very fun and entertaining, and it was kind of like silly at the same time at some points. And then we have Like a Power Play by Elle Sprinkle, 5 stars. Thank God, I needed it. The thing is, yeah, this summer I had some really bad books, but at the same time I found so many books that are 5 stars, which is insane to me. Yeah, so this is 5 stars. I love it. It was, actually think that it was close to 500 pages and I kept wanting more. I finished it and I was like, okay, can I get more? Is there like a bonus epilogue? Is there a bonus chapter maybe? I think that it was done so well. It's a sapphic romance. I loved how it was done. I loved our characters. I loved the whole forced proximity aspect of it. And I loved how mental health is dealt with this one, and also a chronic illness, because one of our female main character has arthritis. Getting to know things about that was also very interesting. And then we have Room for Two by Lana Ferguson. This is actually the first book that I'm reading from Lana Ferguson. It wasn't my favorite, mostly because it takes place in one night. When I see a book that takes place in one night, I'm like, why? What were you thinking? Like, you mean to tell me that they fall in love in one night? I get that our main character was supposed to be in love already with her, but still, I just don't get it. I'm gonna say it was okay. It wasn't my favorite, but it wasn't like bad by any means. And then we have Love Arranged by Lauren Usher. For some reason, this book did not hit for me, and I don't know if it's because I read it and I wasn't really in the mood for it. It was just an exciting new release, so I wanted to pick it up. I definitely am open to doing like a reread of it. I still give it 4.5 stars, but for some reason I never think about this book. So yeah, I am gonna put it on really good because I did enjoy my time reading it, but I just never think about it. And I don't know what that means, because I think about all of these books, all of the books that are in the really good tier. I think about those books. I never think about this one, and it's a 4.5 stars, which is pretty close to 5 stars. I don't know why that is. Yeah, I am open to doing a reread of it and seeing if maybe just the timing was not great for me. Then we have Impossible Match, Delete, Delete, Delete. Do not be fooled by this cover. The cover is gorgeous. The cover is amazing. It's beautiful. It's incredible. The book is not. This is a novella. I always am a tiny bit more cautious with novellas, because sometimes when you're writing a novella, it's under 200 pages. This is, I think, 130 pages. I get that you might not be able to do that much of an amazing job with the progression of the romance, maybe even with like the whole build up, the characters, everything. I get it. But this was so bad. Even from the first 2 chapters, I was thinking about DNFing it, but I said, no, this is a novella. It's gonna be really quick, and who knows, maybe it's gonna get better. It really didn't. It got even worse. I don't understand the point of it. And then all of a sudden they're sleeping together and they're in love, and I was like, no, you're not. I feel like we could have done it so much better. It's like supposed to be a marriage of convenience, and it's the first time that I'm seeing that in a sapphic romance, so I was very curious about it, and that's why I didn't DNF it. But it wasn't good. The writing was so choppy. The dialogue was bad. I didn't like it. And then the last book is actually Change of Heart by Fallon Ballard. This was really good. I really enjoyed it, which was not a surprise necessarily, but I'm happy that I did, because this is a magical realism book. Essentially, a female main character, she's a lawyer and she only thinks about her job, and she goes to this date with a guy, a really cute guy, a really handsome, pretty much perfect guy, and she's like, no, I don't care, I need to work, we can just sit here and do work, or we can just go our separate ways. And when they go their separate ways, next morning she wakes up in this magical town, and it's kind of like a Hallmark movie, so she needs to complete a couple of tasks in order to go back home. And it was so fun. I love the small town vibes of this. It was perfect. It actually reminded me of Heart of Dixie, if you have seen that series. I love that series. Kind of gave me the same vibes, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the romance too. I think that it was done so well, and there were so many points that I was reading it and I was like kind of heartbroken. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like, there were a couple of scenes that I was so sad about them, because she was forced to go on dates with other guys. But yeah, I just really enjoyed it. I cannot wait to read more magical realism books, and I'm so happy that this was my introduction. I ended up giving it 4 stars. Highly recommend it. Those are all of the books that I read. I am so happy that I found so many 5-star reads. Obviously, Took and Play is a 4.5 stars, but with me, novellas, I never rate them 5 stars for some reason. I don't know, it's just, it feels wrong to give a novella 5 stars. For some reason, my brain cannot do it. So the highest that I can go is a 4.5 star. So it's kind of like it's 5 stars, you know, but it's not fully. I don't know if that makes any sense, but yeah, 4 5-star reads and 1 all-time favorite novella. I think that's a really good one. I cannot wait. I also found so many new authors, like Georgia Stone. It's a new author for me. Elle Sprinkle, another new author for me that I have never seen before. She also has another book that is out. It's called Puppy Love, and it's another sapphic romance. You best believe that I'm gonna be picking up that book as soon as I can. That brings us to the end of this video. I actually have so much fun doing this every single time. I love tier ranking things, and I think that it's also kind of like a more fun way of telling you about all the books that I read without me sitting in front of the camera and just holding up a book and talking about it for ages. So yeah, I hope that you liked it, and I hope that I'll see you in my next one. Bye.
You give me butterflies when you smile and it feels so good.